This area of high pressure to the southeast of Atlantic Canada is bringing more summer-like weather. The question, how long is that going to last? I'm meteorologist Eddie Shear. It's October 6th, 2025. We're going to get to all those weather details in just a second, but first, I'd like to thank tonight's forecast sponsor, Atlantic Edge Credit Union. Visit aecu.ca or drop by one of their 16 branches across Newfoundland and Labrador to experience banking that puts you first. Across Newfoundland and Labrador today, we can see where the warm air is. It's in Labrador. On the island, it's still on the cooler side of things, looking at lower to middle teens. That changes in a big way as we go into tomorrow. Look to the southwest across the Maritimes. As of just after 3 o'clock, it's 30 degrees in Halifax. Almost. It is 30 in Fredericton. Edmundston, 28 degrees, 21 in Sydney. If you like summer weather, you are going to love the forecast over the next few days. But if you don't, I've also got some good news. The wider picture shows where the cool air is. It's west of Atlantic Canada. In fact, enveloping much of the country right now. We look up to the north, -1 in Baker Lake, Fort Severn, 6 degrees, Moosonee, 10 degrees. Sudbury, 24 degrees, so it's warmer as you go further south, but this cool air that we see, that is making a push to the east, and we can see that very clearly now as we take a look at where the cool air is going to be moving. So we're going to watch the cool air. There's that big dip in the jet stream. That cool air slides eastward, and as we go into the early morning hours on Wednesday, much of Labrador in the cooler air, in fact, flurries may be flying by Wednesday morning in parts of Lab West. But over the island, much of the Maritime provinces, it's still quite warm on Wednesday. And for some areas of Newfoundland, that warmth may hang on into early Thursday, but by Thursday afternoon and Friday, that's going to be a thing of the past. We can look at the 7-day forecast here across Newfoundland and Labrador, and what you'll notice for eastern areas, temperatures through Thursday are quite warm, then the bottom drops out as we go into Friday. For western Newfoundland, same thing, 18 degrees Wednesday, but the cool air comes in a bit earlier, only 10 degrees for the high on Thursday, 9 on Friday, much more seasonable. As we get to central Newfoundland, same thing, we see that cool down coming on Thursday, 10 degrees for the high, 10 degrees on Friday, and on the northern peninsula, 7 degrees on Thursday, after a high of 14 on Wednesday, and with that will come some rain. We'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. Into Labrador, meanwhile, we get one warm day today, then we get the cool down tomorrow, looking at the morning rain on Wednesday in the Goose Bay area, and temperatures struggle to get back to 10 degrees thereafter. As we go into portions of Labrador West, temperatures between 6 and 4 degrees for highs after really today and tomorrow. That's it. In fact, a chance of snow showers come Saturday. For southern parts of Labrador, the warmth hangs on through Wednesday, then we get the cool down. And on the north coast, we're looking at temperatures right around 6 degrees on Wednesday with a slight chance of showers here or there, but overall, not a whole lot of rain in the forecast, but we are going to watch that cool down move on in. So, for tonight, across Newfoundland, temperatures are going to be between 10 and 13 degrees for the overnight lows. In Labrador, we start that cool down process in the west, 5 or 6 degrees by tomorrow morning. That's about it. Meanwhile, 12 for the overnight low in Goose Bay and Mary's Harbor. We look at the forecast for tomorrow in the Big Land, still staying warm in the southeast, but the north and the west cool down with those shower chances. On the island, we're looking at low to mid-20s for many areas tomorrow. On the Avalon, 18 Placentia, 19 St. John's. If we can get 20, that'd be our 82nd day with a high of at least 20 degrees. Then we look ahead to Wednesday, again a warm day, but the showers arrive on the west coast during the second half of the afternoon. That warm air tries to hang on in southeast Labrador through some of Wednesday, but again, it's not going to last. As we saw with the 7 days, we're going to see the big-time cool-down rolling in between Wednesday and Thursday. Now, with that cool-down, we are going to see some rain. So, as we start the evening off, we're looking at that cold front kind of bisecting the cool air and the warm air. That begins to make its way to the east, but kind of stalls to the south of Goose Bay and Wabush by tomorrow. That will allow for more rain to develop in parts of Labrador during the second half of the day tomorrow. In fact, some snow showing up north of Wabush by tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, on the island, we are dry through Tuesday. And for most of us, we're going to be dry through a good bit of Wednesday. It's later in the day Wednesday. We see that rain approaching the west coast, mainly in the afternoon, and that rain becomes a lot more widespread Wednesday night and Thursday. And we can see that very clearly here as we take a look at the longer range future radar. And there's the rain there. Wednesday evening, working its way to the southeast as we go through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. By Thursday morning, a lot of us still are warm, but we're seeing rain across much of Newfoundland, a mix of rain and snow into parts of Labrador. Now, through the day Thursday, we're going to see rain heavy at times for the southeastern corner of the island. After that, we're going to see more in the way of showers developing across the west coast. If it was like a month in advance, we'd be talking about snow flurries developing over western Newfoundland. Not to say we're not going to see any, but overall we are looking at rain showers once we get through, looks like Wednesday afternoon / Thursday. Rainfall amounts, we could use a lot, not looking overly impressive for parts of western Newfoundland. Much of that rain again begins Wednesday, ends late Thursday, looking at 22 millimeters in the forecast for Corner Brook now. That could change. Same thing in St. Anthony. We could use a lot of rain for eastern areas of Newfoundland. Bay Roberts right now has close to 40 mils in the forecast. You can bet that's going to change. I wouldn't take that one to the bank. 7 mils in the forecast for St. John's right now, 12 for Cape Royal, Trepassey at 16. So some rain is on the way, but maybe not what we're looking for. Into Labrador, looks like a widespread 10 to 20 or 25 millimeters of rain is on the way. Look at Goose Bay, 27, and much of that is going to fall before Thursday. High terrain could also pick up a little bit of snow. All right, shifting gears now. We have the tropics to talk about. We have two areas of concern this afternoon, but this is the one I want to talk about. Has a 70% chance of becoming a tropical cyclone in the next 7 days and a 50% chance in the next 2 days, which is interesting because it would be potentially another named storm if it gains tropical storm strength. So the question is, what is the name of this next one going to be? Well, we're all the way through Imelda, so if we get a name on this one, it's going to be called Tropical Storm Jerry. Next question. Is this area of low pressure, currently known as 95L, going to get a name? Well, here is a strength forecast from tropicaltidbits.com. And each line represents a computer model's forecast strength of this individual area of low pressure. And you can see between now and about 36 hours, computer guidance is suggesting this will become a tropical storm. So it looks like it is going to get a name. If it does, we get to say, hello, Jerry. I had to do that. Newman. Anyway, if you haven't got my app yet, go ahead and get it. Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and you can find it at shareweather.ca. If you're having some issues finding it in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, the direct links are on the website, along with lots of good weather information. Have a very, very good Monday evening, and my next update will be tomorrow morning. Take care.